Good morning. Today we will see the one of the management process motivation. Motivation comes under the management process of direction because under directing, leadership, supervision, motivation and communication come. So it is one of the components of the directing. So motivation is a word derived from the word motive, which means needs, desired, wants or drives within the individuals. It is a process of stimulating people to actions to accomplish the goals. In the work goal conducts, the psychological factors stimulating people's behavior can be that be desire for money, can be for the success. So motivation is the process of inspiring people in order to intensify their desire and willingness for executing their duties effectively and for cooperating to achieve the common objectives of an enterprise. In other words, it means to induce, instigate, incite, or prompt someone to a particular course of action for getting the results expected from him. In words of E.F.L. Branch, motivation is a general inspiration process which gets the members of a team pull their weight effectively to give their loyalty to the group, to carry out properly the tasks they have accepted, and generally to play an effective part in the job that group has undertaken. Motivation process is determined on the basis of the factors discussed below. The first one is adequate financial incentive. Provisions should be made for fair and adequate remuneration of the employees of the enterprise. Remuneration must fix it in such a way that the employees are satisfied. If they are not well paid, they will not be motivated to perform their work with a sincere effort. Therefore, proper arrangements are to be made for sufficient amount of wages and salaries, bonus, various allowance, etc. in order to encourage the employees. Second, congenial work environment. Conducive work environment is needed for motivating the employee effectively. The favorable working conditions are not created, the process of motivation will not be fruitful. A suitable work environment means proper arrangements for ventilations and lighting, cleanliness and healthy atmosphere at workplace. Third is provision for promotion. Employees are motivated through their promotion in future. Arrangement for promotion should be based on seniority or efficiency of the employees. Non-monetary facilities. Besides financial incentives, some of non-monetary facilities like provisions for traveling, education, accommodation, and medical treatment of the employee that is free of cost should be arranged for the motivation. Retirement benefits. Retirement benefits of the employees should be satisfactory for influencing them to work more. Arrangements of the important retirement benefits like provisions of provident fund, pension, gratuity, etc. are to be made. Security of the job. The employee should be ensured about stability of their employment. If they feel safe, they're secure in their job. They will be highly motivated. Seventh, goodwill and possibility of development of the enterprise. The employees will be well motivated to perform their jobs more effectively if the enterprise in which they work has a good reputation in the market and there lies the possibility of expansion, growth, and prosperity in near future. Recognition of good work. The performance of good work by the employees should be recognized, accepted, and praised by the upper level managers for creation of motivation among the employees. Unity among the employees. Through the establishment of unity among the employees, motivation can be created. For this purpose, cordial relationship should be made among them. Equal and impartial behavior to the employees of all levels and improvement of working relation are also necessary. Good behavior of higher level authority. Sweet behavior of the higher authority or a good relation between the employees and higher authority are needed for motivating the employees properly and adequately. Following are the outstanding features of concept of motivation. Motivation is a personal and internal feeling. Motivation is psychological phenomena which generate within the individual. Second is motivation is a need based. If there is no needs of an individual, the process of motivation fails. If a behavioral concept that directs human behavior towards a certain goal. Third is motivation is a continuous process because human wants are unlimited. Therefore, motivation is ongoing process. Motivation may be positive or negative. A positive motivation promotes incentives to people while a negative motivation threatens the enforcement of disincentives. Motivation is a planned process. People differ in their approach to respond to the process of motivation, as no two individuals could motivate in exactly similar manner. Accordingly, motivation is a psychological concept and a complex process. Sixth, motivation is different from job satisfaction. All theories are broadly classified into three categories, that is theories based on human needs, that is by theories by Maslow, Herzberg and Meckler. Theories based on human nature, and theories based on expectancy of the human beings. Here we can see some of the theories on motivation. Theories of motivation in management. The first is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. This you may be familiar with from your first year BSc nursing. So best known theory of motivation is probably Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. He proposed that people are motivated by predictable five-step hierarchy needs. According to Maslow, most individuals are not consciously aware of the needs, yet we all supposedly proceed with the hierarchy of needs one level at a time. He described five classes of needs that are under physiological needs. The bottom of the hierarchy are the needs based on physical drives. This include needs for food, water, sleep, and sex. Fulfillment of these lowest needs established man to survive. Nothing else become more important until these needs are satisfied. Maslow has said it is quite true that when man lives by bread alone, when there is no bread. Safety needs. Once the physiological needs are reasonably satisfied, safety needs become significant. These needs consist of the physical safety against fire, accident, murder, criminal assault, or any other danger. Maslow also stressed the emotional safety. It's a need for security against fear, tensions, frustrations, favoritism, unemployment, etc. Social or love needs. These needs relate to the social process, relationship, or belongingness. Man is a social being. He wants to love, affection, friendship, and association with social groups. These are the needs of human relations. When persons physiologically and safety needs are satisfied, social needs become important motivators for the behavior. Fourth is esteem needs. Next is Maslow's hierarchy, the esteem or ego needs. There are two types of ego, that is self-esteem needs and esteem for others. Self-esteem implies need for the self-respect, self-confidence, achievement, competence, independence, and freedom from feeling of the personal worth. Esteem for others refers need for the status, power, prestige, recognition, awards, etc. These needs can be satisfied through promotions, praise, and job positions. Self-actualization need. The highest level of Maslow's hierarchy involves self-realization needs. These reflect our desires to be realized, our full potential. This need to become more and more what one is, to become everything that one is capable of becoming. It is related to the self-concept. It gives us self-fulfillment. It requires continuous self-development. It is rarely fulfilled. According to this theory, people attempt to satisfy their physiological need first. Until these needs are not satisfied, they dominate behavior. When the physiological needs are reasonably well satisfied, the next category of safety needs become active and dominant, demanding satisfaction. This process continues up to the top rank of the ladder of the human needs. These needs are interdependent and overlapping. Maslow says that higher order needs arise only when lower level needs completely satisfy. Only unsatisfied needs motivate behavior. A man gets motivation only when he is deprived of threatened with deprivation of some need. A satisfied need ceases to a behavior. Second motivation theory is hygiene theory. During 1950, Francis Herzberg proposed theory of employee motivation based on satisfaction. He conducted a research study by having interviews with 200 engineers and accountants working in 11 different firms in USA. Herzberg concluded that two separate factors influence motivation. These two classes of factors, the employee satisfaction and dissatisfaction. Hence, his concept of theory come to a call Herzberg's two-factor theory. These factors are called hygiene factors and motivators. Hygiene factors. These factors include working conditions, job security, salary, supervision, company policy, etc. These are extrinsic to job and job environment centered. These factors are called dissatisfiers or hygiene factors as they are essential for mental health of the employees. These are also called maintenance factors because they are necessary to maintain reasonable level of satisfaction. If they exist in the work environment, they yield no dissatisfaction, but their existence does not motivate employees. These factors are strongly motivating, however, their lack of existence would result in dissatisfaction. The job context factors. Motivators. These factors are related to the content of the job. They are inherent in the job and operate primarily to build the motivation. Their existence will yield feelings of the dissatisfaction, but their absence will not create strong dissatisfaction among employees. These include achievement, recognition, challenging work. These are called satisfiers. According to Herzberg, the job content factors are the real motivators. Here are some of the hygiene factors and motivators. Theory of Douglas Grigor. In 1960, Douglas formulated theory of X and Y, suggesting two aspects of human behavior at work. In other words, two different views of individuals, one in which negative called the X and other positive so-called theories Y. Theory X. The important assumptions underlying this theory as follows. Arrange human beings as the inherent dislike of work and will avoid if they can. Because of this human characteristic of disliking work, people must be controlled, directed, and even threatened to put their efforts for achieving organization goals. He avoids accepting responsibility. An average person lacks ambition and prefers to be led by someone else. He is self-centered and indifferent to organization goal. Men resist to change any type and want to security above all. Conclusion of theory X is an organization with theory X type of management will have close supervision as per McGregor. All assumptions about human nature are negative in this approach. So a manager has to pursue, punish or reward such workers in order to achieve goals of an institution. Employees will have little or no influence over the business policy. Autocratic type of leadership is required to lead such kind of people. Theory Y. According to McGregor, theory X have the based on negative assumptions. Also, he suggested different theory managing with the names as theory Y. The important assumptions of theory Y are people do not dislike work. Work is a natural part of their lives. People are internally motivated to reach the objectives to which they are committed. An employee is capable of assuming responsibility and accepting challenge and change. People have capacity to innovative in solving the organizational problems. This theory further suggests that employees may not require threat into external control or causation to work, but they can use self-direction and self-control if they are dedicated and sincere to achieve the organization objectives. Conclusion of theory Y is a dynamic and flexible. As an average employee, sociable and smart person. An average person likes work, capable of assuming responsibility and accepting challenge and change, ambitious and achievement oriented. Managers practicing theory Y attempt to get maximum output from their employees with a minimum amount of supervision and control. Here the individual goals are coordinated with the organization goal. He is competent to exercise self-direction and self-control. Managers are motivators. Ultimately, managers have the greatest influence on the employee motivation. Even though someone's manager cannot substantially affect the company's structure, culture, and reward system, the manager can link the performance to recognition, bonus, and good work assignment. A manager who tries to coerce employees to work harder is lucky to achieve even short-term results, but one who can motivate employees can see his business goals fulfilled, proving that there is a direct relationship between leadership and motivation. One of the best things a leader can do as a manager to motivate the employee is to lead by example. Fairness is an important motivating factor in the workplace too. Leader must create a fair system of incentives, rewards, and benefits that encourage the employees to work hard. As a boss, leader never show favoritism. A manager has many duties. One of the most important one is motivate and inspire employee. Only motivated staff members will perform at their best and maximally productive. There are 7 ways managers can motivate their employees. The first one is by praise. People want to know if they have done a good job. A positive assessment from a superior position can be powerful spur to productivity. A positive feedback will make the employee want to continue their success forward to the next project. Knowing work is valued will help them to motivate anyone. Second is encourage autonomy. People are happier and more motivated if they feel that they are in charge of their own destiny. Don't be micromanager or a control freak. An overbearing attitude will destroy morale. If an employee can handle it, let him have a free. Manager do not need to staring over his shoulder on every project. Treat them with respect. Just treating the employees like they are intelligent adults can help. Sadly, many cooperative motivation campaigns are unjuvenile and insulting. Motivational posters have never motivated anyone. The team building exercises are often waste of time. Simply acting as if workers are competent, sensible, and trustworthy can be powerful motivator all its own. Allow honest criticism and complaints. Nothing more frustrating for a worker than feeling they can't openly express their opinion or a touch subject. The subordinates will be much happier if the manager let them voice their complaints openly and plainly. Don't bite the employee's head off if they come to the manager with a criticism. Of course, manager must preserve his position of power, but he can allow plenty of leeway before manager's authority is compromised. Ensure healthy work-life balance. The staff does not want to be worked to the bone. While riding the employees hard, the boost productivity temporarily. The accompanying drop in motivation will ultimately be more significant. Workers can only be happy, energetic in an environment that respect the need, balance, and free of time. So don't demand overtime every week and let your employees take time off if they have a good reason. Be fair. A boss who have double standards for the pet employees will destroy office morale. One person receiving more than the fair share of the credit devalues the efforts of someone else. Employees left out in the cold will feel depressed and unappreciated. Adjudicate any disputes between employees and impartial, even handed away. While you will especially appreciate certain workers, don't give them perks they don't deserve. Managers need to motivate all the subordinates. 7. Pay them more. Ultimately, the most effective motivator of all is money. People do their job for the pay and they receive in turn. Of course, it won't be always possible to increase the salaries, but if you really need to raise morale, raise the best strategies. It isn't just having the more money. Employees' salaries also a sign of how much the company values them. People are more motivated to work for companies that value them highly. Employee morale is an overall positive attitude and manifests in every aspect of workers' performance. Morale is the way of describing how people feel about their job. Employers and companies and those who feeling are tied to the behaviors and attitudes that employees exhibit in the workplace. When the employees have good morale, they feel committed to their employers, loyal to their jobs, and motivated to be productive. William Spriegal have defined morale as a cooperative attitude or mental health of a number of people who related to each other on a basis. According to Alexandar H, the morale is the capacity of a group of people to pull together persistently in pursuit of a common purpose. In a nutshell, morale is the degree of enthusiasm and willingness with which the members of a group work to perform their assignment. Thus, morale is an indicator of attitudes of workers towards their job, superiors, and environment. It is the sum total of employees' attitude, feelings, and sentiments towards these variables. Morale is a byproduct of motivation and group relationship in the organization. It is a mental process which, once started, permits in the entire group, creating a mood which results in the formation of common attitude. Significance of morale. High morale exists when the employee attitudes are favorable towards their work. Low morale exists when the attitude inhibit the willingness and ability for the organization to attain company objective. Thus, morale of the employees should be high to achieve the organization goals effectively and efficiently and effectively. High morale curtails labor turnover, waste, and disharmony. Morale of an employee must be kept high to attain the following effect: willing to cooperate towards the goal of organization, loyalty to the organization and leadership, good discipline or voluntary conformance to the rules and regulations, high degree of employees' interest in his work and organization, pride in the organization, reduction in the rates of absenteeism and labor turnover. Such situation will have following result: high rates of absenteeism, much complaints and grievance, frustrations among the employee will be less, frictions among the employee will be less, feeling of opposite towards leadership to organization will be less, lack of discipline will be stopped. The effects of low morale may be very fatal to the organization's industrial relations will tend to deteriorate. Whatever may be the reason, low morale organization suffers ultimately because quantity and quality of production both suffer. Thus, in order to avoid this evil consequence, every manager should work to maintain high morale of the people working under them. It can be created only by introducing into work situations certain conditions which are favorable its development. High morale is not the cause of a good human relationship. High morale is a result of good human relationship. It is a result of good motivation, respect and dignity of the individual, relationship of the individual difference, good leadership, effective communication, participation, counseling, and many other human relation practices. Motivation improves academic performance of the employee. These findings suggest that when organizations are caring and supporting emphasizes the organization learning process of performance outcome. And when they give a feedback, workers tend to be motivated to achieve and expect the success. Thank you.